Guys, how are you? I expect everybody to be incredibly well. I'm gonna make you a simple question. If maybe you can hear me and you can hear me well, let me know. Can you hear me well, guys?
Yeah, we can hear you.
That's right. Excellent. Can you see me? Okay, well, on the screen as well?
Yeah.
All right, so everything is going pretty good. Guys, number one, as you know, right now we are going to have like our core role every time that we have classes. Juana, Toro, I can imagine you're back. That is incredible. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Okay, so as I was telling you guys, there are several things that we are going to keep doing today. Of course, one of them is to go on talking a little bit about prepositional verbs. I wanted, believe me, guys, I wanted, but I was thinking how good idea could be to start talking about phrasal verb when actually you are not so sure about most of the preposition working with certain verbs. So I was thinking for a while and I decide this time not go so quick. So the idea is I'm gonna go step by step and I'm gonna make sure you can learn all or most of the verbs with certain preposition because that is not only fundamental, it's vital, it's impossible to do it or not to do it if we are gonna go on in or on our phrasal verb direction. So I think, guys, we are gonna cover fully this issue and thank God, we are gonna learn at the end of this exactly how to use them. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna start right now showing you. I'm gonna share my screen, so maybe you can see the information. But first of all, there is something that I would like just to share as well. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna open this one. It's our like visual uh, board. Oh yeah. All right, guys. So if you can see, I'm gonna show you what we have been talking about. Of course, we are gonna do several things, but I'm gonna make sure, as I tell you, that you can use this verse with this preposition correctly. Guys, is fundamental. All the time is used. Even I'm gonna show you like a video right now where you're gonna see why teacher Alirio tells you this, why this is so relevant. So we are gonna listen this carefully, and I'm gonna just repeat the same video that you watched the other day, just you to get conscious. Watch it, and we are gonna talk after it.
Hi, Mira. Did you look at my suggestions for our client's new company logo?
Yes, I worked on the logo last night. I stayed up late to make sure it was perfect. Here, take a look at it.
You can't be serious. We can't show this to our boss. I thought we agreed on using a light green color. This is dark green. It almost looks brown. I thought I could rely on you to make this by yourself, but I guess not.
I don't want to hear about it. All you do is complain about my work. You always disagree with everything I do.
After we talked about the logo yesterday, I thought you would make it differently. You know our boss insists on us doing everything perfectly. I don't know how we'll recover from this mistake. We have to meet with our boss in half an hour.
I care about our client enough to put in extra time and energy. But you only concern yourself with looking good in front of our boss. Let me see the work that you prepared for today. Let's see how it compares with mine.
Okay, listen to this slogan. Sip our seltzer and escape from your problems into a tropical paradise.
Are you kidding? I can't believe that's what you prepared for today. It's too long, and that's not what the company is about.
Maybe I could concentrate on getting the slogan right if I weren't busy worrying about the logo.
Don't blame this on me. We only have 10 more minutes to spend on this project. Let's try to think about a solution before the meeting.
Yes, let's deal with this problem quickly.
I can easily change the color of the logo. So, how do you feel about it now?
I think it looks much better.
Can you think of a better slogan?
I don't think there's anything wrong with the slogan I wrote. You just reacted to it because I objected to the color of your logo. That's the only reason you disapprove of it.
That's not true. We don't have time to argue about it. We have to meet with our boss right now.
Hi, Doug and Mira. I'm excited to see what you've come up with. I know I can always count on you two to be creative, since I believe in the power of teamwork. I wanted you to work on this project together.
Thank you for trusting us with this client. I was excited to participate in this project at first, but I'm afraid we might not have succeeded in working well together.
I can't speak to how much time Doug spent on this project, but I have fully committed myself to it.
Let me see what you both came up with. We may need to make some changes to it to adapt to this new client's perspective.
Here.
Wow, this looks great. Did you help with this, Doug?
Yes, I did. As soon as I glanced at the logo, I knew what changes needed to be made. I talked to Mira and told her how to improve it. She took my advice and it resulted in that logo.
You have no right to boast about the logo. I worked hard on it, and then I had to deal with your criticism.
Let me explain to you both what teamwork and cooperation mean, because I think you're confusing them with competition. I can sympathize with Mira about not wanting to be criticized. I want to hear about what you both did. But I also want you to talk about something positive the other person did. Now, let me see the slogan.
This is what I came up with. I know we might need to add to it.
Actually, this is a good starting point, but you might want to make it shorter.
Mira told me that too. But since she doesn't specialize in copywriting, I didn't listen to her. I want to apologize for not taking your comments seriously.
That's okay. I think you have a good idea for the slogan. I want to apologize to you for being so critical. We can work on it together and see if it leads to us creating a better one.
It's all right. We can forget about our argument and move on.
I want to congratulate you on working together. When you work together, you need to understand where the other person is coming from. I encourage you to get better acquainted with each other. Figure out how you can borrow from each other to come up with something better than you would on your own.
We will.
Yes, we will.
Remember, the success of this project depends on solid teamwork, and have that logo and that slogan ready by tomorrow.
Guys, if you pay attention at the end of this, is listed something that I consider very important and is all the full list of verbs that actually were used on the video. Okay, so we are gonna use some of them throughout our class just to make sure that you at least got some of them. All right, they are very important, and as you could see, guys, they are used all the time in simple, formal, scientific conversations. All the time you're gonna need use. What is the problem if you don't know a preposition? So maybe you're not gonna be clear with your ideas. Maybe people is not gonna get what you mean, and maybe it's gonna be like confusing having a conversation with you. All right, so my advice to all of you is now that you are studying then, and we are gonna split this class up into several stages so that you can learn most of them step by step and not fully in a simple class. All right, guys, so I expect all of you to have enjoy and get conscious by watching the video how important actually is to know the know, or at least to know as many as I can. All right, guys, excellent. There is another thing that I would like to tell you is about our Google Classroom group, okay, which I consider, guys, you gotta bear very, very in mind. And it's just right there where you're gonna see all the information provided and given throughout our classes. So that way you're gonna have a good feedback. The one that you're gonna use just to clear out the possible doubts that maybe comes, okay, when you just study your class. All right, guys, so I'm gonna tell you welcome, welcome for the student that were studying with us last year, and the one that finally are back with us again, which is just amazing, guys. You don't imagine how important this is for me to see you all, okay, in classes. Nice, nice, nice. All right, so we are gonna start with a presentation, as I mentioned to you. Is our Jamboard, which is one of the Google tools now given free, especially for teacher, and not only for us as a professional, but also for students like you, especially if you are one of those ones who keeps doing all-time presentation. I think this is an incredible tool you can use. Is enjoyable, is very easy to be used, is like made for kids. All right, so you can integrate many different things on this, and we are gonna start, okay, doing this. So the idea, guys, is we are gonna just study a little bit the idea about prepositional verbs, okay? Is when we're gonna see, as I mentioned, preposition or certain ones accompanied with certain verbs. Sometimes it's confusing because we are expecting to have a different preposition, but if you study them step by step, as I mentioned, guys, I think you're gonna learn them quickly and very easy. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna show you. So the idea is everything is related to verbs and prepositions. You already know preposition because it's a cover topic, especially because we studied when we study location. So preposition of place, do you remember? I am in the room, the apple is on table, things like that. And then we study preposition, but now related with time, in, at, on, and some other ones, okay? Ones that you are supposed to know by now if you have a good memory, and of course if you are one of those students that all the time keep a track on your readings. All right, I'm very sure you are one of those, okay? You know, I know your level, but the idea, guys, is try to insist a little bit more about this. So the idea is, there is something that I would like to remind you before moving on, and it's exactly what is the idea about transitive and intransitive verb, because we are gonna keep studying that as well all the time, and it's not a big deal. It's not something so tricky. And the idea is related with what we are expecting after the verb. Is there like something or somebody who got the idea, who catch the idea? Okay, so that is transitive verb. For example, is when you say, I paint the window. Okay, so I have a subject, I've got a verb, but as well I've got like an object who is the one who is getting the action. So if I ask you, okay, what am I painting or what do I paint? Immediately something that is gonna come to your mind is obviously the window. Okay, so I paint the window, give us the idea about what is a transitive verb. So I'm expecting something after the verb. Sometimes you're gonna see something, but not obviously you're not gonna get. For example, it's when you say David and Diana is split up yesterday. All right, so it's transitive. No, it's not transitive because nobody is getting the action. Okay, if they split up yesterday, okay, we only have one subject. But if you pay attention, we're not gonna have any object. They split up yesterday or they broke up yesterday, okay, is obviously a very good example about, guys, actually what is an intransitive verb. Okay, so if you pay attention, transitive, intransitive verb, this idea is very important and clear because when you use prepositional verbs, you're gonna need a little understanding about them. So if you pay attention, guys, on the image right now on the screen, you're gonna see listed some ideas related to them. So I'm gonna start reading. If you've got a question, guys, please bear this in mind. At any time, you can ask me. You can just raise your hand, okay? And I'm gonna let you participate. So the idea is you gotta follow instruction. If you see the hands, okay, is raise your hand. That means you're gonna make a question or you wanna be a volunteer or to participate. If maybe you've got not only a doubt, but also if you want to add something to the class. Okay, so I'm gonna be, remember, the idea is you need to practice as much as you can. All right, so let's go back to our business. So the idea is we need an object when it's transitive. You say I'm looking for my keys, that is this thing just right here. If you pay attention, I'm looking for my keys, give us the idea. What is transitive? Yeah, because what am I looking for? Obviously, I'm looking for my keys. Okay, so my keys is the object. You look for something is the object as I mentioned. What are you looking for? Obviously, my keys. You not just say, I'm looking for. No, I'm looking for what? Nobody's gonna get your ideas. So if you wanna be understood by other people easily, so you need to be very clear. Okay, so if you're clear, people is not gonna make more questions than necessary, and we are gonna keep a good conversation flowing all the time. Okay, bear that in mind because this is very important as well. So you need a direct object when you use transitive phrasal verb. Okay, this is when we talk about phrasal verb, but phrasal verb obviously deals all the time with verbs and preposition. But everything now, guys, and this is very important for you to understand it, and is actually a very understandable meaning. I mean, when I say look up, I know that is, for example, literal, or maybe we are talking about phrasal verb because we can have a verb plus a preposition, but that is totally different because the same thing could be also a phrasal verb. Okay, so something that I'm gonna keep reminding you is be careful because hey, they seem to be exactly the same, but actually they've got some difference that you need to understand and to understand very well. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so what is an intransitive verb? Obviously, it's a verb that got no an object, so it seems nothing or nobody gets the action or is like the receiver of the verb. Okay, so we are gonna just read one of those. They are very easy to be noticed. And if you see, look at it. It's just right here. Can you see? My car broke down this morning. My car broke down this morning. Okay. Hey, who got the action? There is a simple question. What happened to your car? That's it. Okay. We don't have any object. My car broke down. no object. So you can have an object after an intransitive verb. You cannot. There isn't any. Okay, in this case, the phrasal verb break down. Nothing after it. Okay, maybe we're gonna use an adverb of time, which is, for example, this morning, yesterday, a week ago, last month. Okay, we don't care, but it's very important also to see that is actually not an object. Okay, maybe it's an adverb, it's something else. Maybe an adjective is something else, but actually is not an object. Okay, so we are gonna see another example of this one. So maybe you're gonna clear possible doubts that maybe you've got, guys. I don't know. Okay, so let's see another. I grew up in New Zealand. What is the question that somebody can make me about that? Where did you grow up? Okay, actually, it's intransitive. I grew up in New Zealand, got no object. Okay, when you say in New Zealand, maybe we are talking an adverb of place, okay, which is in New Zealand. We are talking about our location, but hey, that is not an object. Okay, so I would like you to pay careful attention. So we are gonna move on. Phrasal verbs. Okay, transitive, intransitive, we study this, and I'm gonna emphasize my attention here. Okay, Juan Manuel Molina, very, very good. Okay, you are sharing, okay, the presentation, which I consider is just great. Guys, I'm gonna just show you before starting with your participation that I consider today gotta be lively. I'm gonna hear you today, but I'm gonna give you first of all the introduction, the explanation. I'm gonna list and give you some examples, something that you can see, understand, and then maybe I'm gonna start giving you a hard time, but that is not gonna happen right away because I'm doing my thing first. Okay, I'm gonna give you some more time. Okay, you're gonna be on stage soon. Don't worry. You're gonna perform. Okay, you're gonna have your show time. All right, guys. So I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna list right now. Okay, so to say, the most or the easiest verbs that maybe accompany with the preposition or with the right preposition. Be very careful. Be very careful, because when we talk about prepositional verbs, we are not talking about phrasal verbs. That is totally different. Okay, so now we are talking about what is literal when the verb is with certain preposition, but no expressing a phrasal verb. That is something totally different. Hey, listen to me. I'm saying this, and this is very serious. And there is another thing that I would like you to be very, very, very in mind when we talk about prepositional verbs, guys. And it's next. The problem with this is you need to be careful, because so many times a verb can be accompanied with different preposition, and that means that you are expressing different and totally different things. Remember when we talk about the verb apologize, you say apologize to with the preposition to, especially when we are talking about people. So I say, my gosh, man, I'm so sorry. I got drunk last night. I had a blackout. I can't remember anything. And I was said that last night I threw you such an scene in front of the guests, man. And it was your birthday, it was your party. And hey, I've got no excuse, but I feel terrible. And I'm just right here because I would like to tell you that I need to apologize to you. Okay, now if you want to express something else, maybe you're going to use a different preposition, of course, but you're going to say something like, I apologize to you about the situation last night. you know I apologize to you about the situation. If you pay attention, apologize is apologize to, apologize about, and you can say apologize for. Uh, yeah, teacher, of course, guy. You can say, I would like to apologize to you for not being nice to you last night. So that is why I would like to apologize to you. I would like apologize to you about that situation. What situation? For not being nice to you at your party last night. If you pay attention what teacher Alidio mean, and that is why you are advanced students, because you're not gonna keep saying yes, if you don't use your English well. You need to use things well that is gonna give you that certain level that you're gonna have. And how people are gonna notice or realize that your English is just amazing, because they are gonna just keep tracking down the way as you speak your language. In this case, the second one. Okay, guys, so if you use verbs and preposition well, your English is not gonna be good. It's gonna be totally perfect. So remember, I would like apologize to you about the situation last night. What situation? For I apologize for not being nice to you, especially because it was your birthday and I was at your house celebrating your birthday when I got drunk and I threw you such an sin. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so pay attention, guys. I'm telling you holy. Okay, so now let's go back to this. I would like you to see right now. Okay, so let's get it. Okay, so the idea is, if you see ask for, you say ask for when you need something maybe from people. For example, that today's Saturday night, I would like to go to a party. So I need some money and I would like to ask you for some. Okay, maybe if you're lucky, you're gonna get some bucks, which is gonna be good for you. So you're gonna have some money how to spend on what you want. All right. So careful. Next one is belong to. I'm showing you the list. Okay. I'm not gonna read those example, guys, because hey, I say that's stupid. If I'm your teacher, hey, I'm gonna use them as example that you can read being at your house. But hey, I prefer to give you my own ones, because a language is this. It's lively, it's spoken, it's at the moment. So many times you don't have time about what I'm gonna say, how I'm gonna say it. It's just at the moment. And that fluency is actually what we are expecting to get when we are trying to say that we are advanced. Okay, so belong to, for example, is obvious, and is something that I think belong to have good manners. Is especially when you don't take things that are not yours. You're not gonna take something that belong to somebody else. Okay, so if something belong to somebody else, okay, don't keep it. Maybe it's a good idea if you start asking around about who maybe the owner is. It's not yours. Don't take things that are not yours. Okay, that is not good. Okay, and actually, as you know, guys, there are many people in cage. I mean, in prison, and that is exactly because of this. This is a felony. It's crime. Okay, so we are different people. We are not on that ground. Okay, so happen to is very easily used, especially when we talk about situation or people. Okay, what happened to my dog, or what happened to you? Okay, is nothing is happening to me. Why do you ask me that? No, because maybe I was asked about you and the person was worried, and I thought that maybe something was happening to you. All right, so happen to, guys, uh, does anything happen to you? Yes. Okay, if you have something to say, just let us know. All right, please. Okay, so I'm gonna move on. Next one is listen to, especially when we try to catch people attention. And I think this is something that we have heard, my gosh, many times before, especially when we were children. Especially when you're a child, okay, you tend to be unconcentrated, lost all the time, okay, because you're doing something else, okay, usually. Okay, so maybe something that our parents keep us telling is, are you listening to me? Do you listen to me when I try to catch your attention? And blah, blah, blah. Maybe you start listening the nagging. All right. So listen to, do you listen to me when I'm talking to you? Are you concentrated? Okay. Or something happened to you? Because, hey, maybe you're going to ask me for an explanation. All right. I would like to help you. Okay. But remember, you belong to this class. All right. So get focused on, can you see how we can mix them up in a second? Okay. That is why you know how to use them well. All right. I'm going to move on. Next one is talk to. And right now, I would like you to see what teacher Alillo keep telling you all the time. We can have several prepositions. For example, like I say, talk to. I need talk to. For example, Mr. Carlos, yes, what do you need? I came here because I need to ask you for a favor. Yes, and what is the problem? I was asking if maybe you've got some time to have a very little chat with me. I really need to talk to you. Sometimes students ask me, teacher, tell me something. I say, yeah, made the question. A teacher can say talk with, because actually when I'm having a very informal conversation, my friends, even I've heard it from American people, and that is my question. When I gotta say to or with, guys, be careful. There are two levels of language all the time, and I say this to students because it's important to know this. What is the English that you need to talk? When I say need, is because even when you want to speak in certain way, you gotta be intelligent enough to understand that sometimes you gotta modify the way as you speak in front of other, especially if you wanna give a good impression. That is very important and is out of discussion, because sometimes we need to behave, act out in a different way, especially if we need to get something that actually we want. Even when we are in the process of being loved or being loved, we tend to show things that at the beginning maybe don't describe us exactly as we actually are, but you're trying to give a very good impression about yourself. Okay, so that is why it's important. Listen, so if you have some time, Mr. Carlos, I need to talk to you. Yes, what do you need to talk to me about? So maybe Mr. Carlos now, he knows you need to talk to him. He seems to be like a rough guy, but even you're gonna insist, because actually you're in love. Okay, you have to. You don't have a second option. You know what is the problem with in love people? They are like crazy, like with a worm eating their brain, and sometimes they start doing very weird things, that makes part of love. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go on. So the idea is, what do you need to talk to me about? So I would say something like, I need to talk to you about Sophia. Yeah, Sophia, my daughter, what's going on with her? So now you're gonna just open your heart, okay? And it's when you start being fluent, okay? So words start running like water in a river, okay? Especially if you are very in love, okay? As you are in love, as much you are, hey, the better you can speak, believe me. Next one is speak to. Sometimes talk to, speak to, people ask, teacher, what is the difference between them? Sometimes you need to be clear. Speak. Sometimes it's informal. Talk is a little bit more formal. Sometimes both of them mean the same. Actually, there's no a clear rule to follow. Okay, so I'm just gonna say by now that they are synonym. But talk involve, I think, like more of your attention. So that means that you are very concentrated. You're gonna hear everything the person says to you detailedly with all your patience. So I'm gonna move on. Think for. Pay attention. There's a friend of mine, maybe right now here in class, that maybe is gonna be ready to ask, because Monica the other day was asking me, "Well, yeah, what is the problem with think?" Yeah, thanks usually is in plural, because you express in plural this. You say thanks. All right, that's good. Thanks. Sometimes people say thank you, no s. Thank you. Okay, no thanks you. No, thank you, it's singular. Sometimes you say thank you a lot, thank you too much, thank you so much. All right, there are many different ways. Okay, but remember, when you're gonna say why you're saying thing is when you have to use the preposition for. Okay, so Mr. Carlos, now that I talked to you about Sophia, I feel much better because I can see that you are a very understandable man. You understood that we are in love. You understood that I'm deeply in love with her as well, that my intentions are the best, blah, 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 blah. And I would like to thank you for your attention. So if you pay attention, thank for, okay, attention. So maybe Mr. Carlos is gonna tell you something like, hey, listen, think about what we talk. If you pay attention, the next verb, hey, look at the screen, okay? So think about our conversation. I'm gonna let you be with my daughter in the meantime, or as long as you are a good guy with her. Okay, so now there is like a commitment. Can you see? So think about our conversation. So many times people ask me, teacher, actually, what is the difference between think about and think of? And now, guys, that everybody is here, I would like to ask you, for example, Mr. Juan Pablo. Juan Pablo, do you know what is the difference between think about and think of?
Um, maybe
Can
I know, but I cannot explain.
or for example, give me an statement and maybe we
Yes,
can.
yes, it's like with dream. For example, when I'm talking about a dream, I can say I dream of you, but
I dream of you.
different other way I can say I dream about something. Yes, the
That's right.
same with
Oh, yeah,
thinking.
maybe sometimes in the same way. Thank you, Mr. Juan Pablo, okay, for all your going around the bushes. All right, but I'm gonna explain this like this. Guys, listen. Most of the cases, both of them, depending on what you wanna mean, they are alike. They are alike. They are the same. But actually, when you have to study them in isolation and you want to know exactly how to use them differently, is like this. Listen to me. It's said in English grammatically that you say off when it's something that is happening for some time and not a lot of time, not quite a time. No. So the idea is you say, today I have been worried. I'm gonna call my brother. I don't know. I have been thinking of my brother the whole day. The whole day is because since you got up this morning, up to now, all the time going around your mind, it's been your brother. So you start feeling a little bit uneasy about the situation, and you think it's a good idea if you just call him up and try to know what's going on with him. All right. So in English, you say of. Is different when you say about, because when you say about, that compromises more time. Is something that is being in your mind for some time. It's not nothing new. It's not happening today. It's happening for maybe such a long time or for a certain period of time. So you say, I have been thinking about studying medicine. Maybe for the last 3 years that idea is going around my mind. So don't forget that. Okay, if next time that maybe somebody tells you, guys, what is the difference between think of and think about, don't feel afraid of answering, afraid of It's not verb plus preposition, but it's adjective plus preposition. In English, that's very important. There are three different kind of big things in English. Is adjective with preposition, nouns with preposition, and this advanced English level, that is the one that I love because it's actually the normal, real English. Yes, teacher, everything's got a beginning. Yes, I know, guys. Actually, I love to teach English, but if you ask me, teacher, what is that kind of level of English that actually you enjoyed a lot? The one that you actually love, and I say, is this one phrasal verbs, proverbs, idioms? My gosh, man, that is just amazing because it's the way as native American speakers do it all the time. So if you've got that level, imagine the English that you're gonna, or the impression that probably you're gonna give to others when speaking. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be awesome. That is why I insist to you on this so much. Verb plus preposition. All right, guys. So after I said this, I'm gonna tell you about is more time of is short time. So I have been thinking of you the whole day, and I have been thinking about, or I've thought about studying medicine next year. All right, so that is your intention. That is an intention that has been in your mind for some time. All right, guys. Next one is wait for. What are you waiting for? So I'm waiting for my mother. So it's transitive, of course. For, but you need something to say. If you say what are you waiting for, is because you unknown the object, or the maybe if either is a what, guys, is either my gosh, he's just going to fly his brain far right now, but it could be as I mentioned now to you, a noun. You can say a verb, but you need to be like secure, sure about what is the right preposition depending on what you mean. All right, bear that in mind. So what are you waiting for to study a second language? What are you waiting for if you are an advanced English student to start studying French or maybe Italian or Portuguese? What are you waiting for? You don't need money. Nowadays, that is not an excuse, okay? There are many different websites, okay, that let you learn free or for free. So you're not gonna need money, but actually what you're gonna need is something called willingness. Okay, how much willingness have you got? That is a good question. Okay, so I'm gonna move it on. Okay, guys, I'm showing you this image, and the idea with this is we are gonna try to study something. I'm gonna show you right now this one more. I'm gonna give you more ideas. Maybe you say, teacher, yes, they are important. Okay, so pay attention, look at. This is crazy. And pay me attention. When you say look up and you say look at. Japan, there is a different, oh, please, of course. For example, someone come or somebody comes close to you. Let's suppose that you're at a party. And the person comes close to you and say, what is your problem? What are you looking at? So what are you looking at? So it's depend on. If you like to fight, you will say, what is your problem? I'm looking at you, and what? And you're gonna know that, my gosh, man, you're gonna raise a stink. My gosh, you're gonna raise the hell at the party. You know, or maybe you're gonna say, sorry, I'm not looking at you. I was looking at the person close to you because it seems to be Mauricio. Is it Mauricio? Yes. Mauricio is your friend? Yes, I studied with Mauricio high school. Okay, so right now maybe what it was gonna be, or it gonna start being a big problem, maybe it's gonna be in that nice because you're gonna maybe be part of the group and start a conversation for the rest of the night. All right, so if you see, look at is very important. What are you looking at? But if you say, look, my mother is coming, yeah, you don't need at. Or you can say, look at my mom. She is coming. It depends how long or how short you decide to express the statements. Can you see? Okay, so it's not so hard. Okay, guys. So please, if you got a question, make it, buddy. Make it. Okay. So moving on. Teacher, when I have to say look up, and actually when I gotta say look up at. Somebody can give me an example about that, guys? Can you give me an example about when to say look up, and look up at? For example, I think this is a good moment. Miss Monica, are you over there? The question maybe could be for you. Okay, when you can say look at, and look up at. Go ahead, Miss Monica, can you hear me? Okay, maybe she's out. Okay, I'm gonna make exactly the same question to Valerie. Valerie, do you know what is the difference between look at, and look up at? That is a good question. Do you know what is the difference between, or can you give me an example with each of them? Are you over there, Valerie? All right, let's see. I'm gonna go on insisting. I'm gonna go with Maria Jose. Maria Jose, good evening. How are you? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes? Tell me something, guys.
Yeah.
All right. So, for example, what is an example that you can give me? Let's suppose that you're going to give me examples. I'm going to show you right now here on our board. What is the difference between look at, and look up at? I'm going to give you this because before going on, talking about some others, I would like you to understand maybe about what is the difference about them. For example, tell me an example with the first one. Valerie say, yeah, Valerie, you're right. You say, look at you. For example, Maria Jose, what is an example with the first one? This first one. Give me.
Or look my cell phone. I don't know.
Look my telephone what? But because you need to say something else. Because it's different if you say, look at my telephone. And you say, look, my telephone is ringing. That is the difference, okay? When you have to say at. At is because you're going to say what exactly. That is the receiver of the action, is the object of the action. So you need to say. If you say look at, is because you need to talk about something, or you need to say, or to talk about somebody. Look at the marker, or look at me. People or things. Okay? Look at. Very good. Guys, can you give me any of you? Any of you? Here I've got a Juana Toro. Excellent. Damara, it's nice to have you back. You don't imagine, Damara, how much I meet you. And you know what is curious right now? And I was said by a bird flying around that actually now you're studying modern languages, okay, at university. So my gosh, okay, so imagine who's gonna be your employer in the future. Maybe me. You know, I need teachers all the time, good ones. And your English is very good, Tamara. Congratulations, and nice to have you back, okay? There is Juana Toro is telling me, Juana, what is your problem? Are you like very shy? Can you use the microphone? Excellent, Juana. Okay, that is good. Look up at the stars. okay, because look up is literal, okay, but if you're gonna mention what exactly is you're gonna look when you do it up, okay, so you're gonna need, okay, something else. Excellent, that is perfect, Juana. Okay, actually is what I want you to tell me. Very, very good. I'm gonna move on, okay, next one, guys. So look for is something that we took. Look at, look for, look after. If you pay attention, guys, here, and this is an incredible example, guys, about what I'm mentioning to you all the time. Can you see that we can use the same verb, but right now we're gonna see different prepositions? It's amazing. Okay, so we can say, hey, I'm looking at you, but it's different if you say, I'm looking for you. But it's different if you say, I'm looking after you. If you pay attention, they mean different things. If I say, I look at you, it's because I use my eyes and I'm looking at your face. Okay, I'm looking at you. I'm not looking at somebody else. It's you, the person that I'm looking at. If you pay attention, is the situation is for people. When you say look for, it's also for people, but right now it's because the person or the object was lost. You didn't know what the person or the object was, so you start looking for it. So, amen. I have been looking for you. Where have you been? So look for. If you say look after, it's because maybe the situation is not so good. Maybe you're sick, you're in hospital, or simply sick at home. Okay. And you say, if you don't have anybody else who can look after you, I'll do it gladly. I'm your best friend, so I don't have any problem if I come over your house and I can look after you if you don't have any problem with that. Okay, would you like? Would you like me to come and look after you? Because I can do it from tomorrow on. If you see, guys, we can use different preposition and it's going to change completely what we want to express. So if you see, this is an incredible example with the verb look. Is look at, look for, and look after. Oh my gosh. They are important. Please, extremely. All right, so I'm gonna move on. Another one that I consider is great, guys, is depend. People sometimes say, teacher, which one? A, sometimes preposition, but not only preposition, also WH question words. For example, you're gonna go to the party? Depends on what? No what? Depend on who? My mother. Okay, so it depends on the situation. If my mother let me go, I gladly go. Otherwise, man, I gotta be just, so I gotta stay in. Okay, no, nothing to do, out of discussion. So that is why if you say depend on what? Depend on what my mother decide to do. You're gonna go to the party, yes, but depends. Depends on what? Depends on where the party will be. Because last time the neighborhood was very unsafe, and out of the party I was stolen. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the party. Depends on where you decide to do it. If you say it depends on what, is preposition with WH question words. Okay, so if you see, guys, it's not like a secret how important they could be. You can say, for example, can I kiss you? When you say, it depends. It depends on what? It depends on how you're gonna kiss me, because last time you were a little bit exaggerated, and that was just embarrassing because we were in front of my parents. That is actually what your girlfriends tell you. All right, so if you see, depend on could be not only with preposition but also with some more specific ideas. And if you want to say or mean that, what do you think you're gonna need? It's not a secret. You're gonna need preposition. Okay, that is why I tell you this, guys. And move on, because I think we have plenty of things that we need to discuss, and having so little time in this life to do actually for what is important things are. So let's get started. I'm gonna show you right now. Okay, listed. Very quickly, some of the one that we learned last class. Okay, so we're gonna say talk or speak to, You know, listen to, apologize to, explain the lesson to me. Okay, sometimes explain to me what the lesson. So explain the lesson to me. You say explain or describe. Can you describe me to your brother? Can you describe me to your brother? Because if I'm going to the airport to pick him up, you gotta bear in mind that I don't know him. So please, can you describe to him, or can you describe your brother to me? You know, can you describe your brother to me? Okay, so I'm gonna describe my brother to you. He's tall, brown hair, you know, and he start like that. Remember, phone is a very not so fashionable. And I say this because phone is very British. It's preferred to say call, call app. So many times it's also good if you say ring app because it's more advanced. And you know how important it is to use advanced things, especially when you are in an advanced group. All right, guys, you already know that. Remember, call, email, test. I'm gonna call you, I'm gonna email you, I'm gonna test you. Okay, so you don't need anything. You're not gonna need preposition. That doesn't mean that all the verbs that you decide to use in English, they have to have preposition, because many times you're not gonna find a preposition related to certain verbs. For example, you say love at me, or love to me, or love about me. You simply say love me. So if you pay attention, love is another of this group of verbs, okay? Verbs that maybe they never need a preposition to express anything. Teacher, that is quite a big deal. Yeah, because guys, you need to learn the verbs depend on if they need or no preposition. And so many times, what preposition maybe they are gonna need depending about what they are gonna mean or express. Okay, so guys, you think this is impossible, but human's intelligence is so huge and big that there's nothing that we just can endeavor. Okay, so you can do everything you want. Okay, so you can endeavor everything. Okay, so I'm gonna move on. Answer. You don't need anything. Answer me. Answer me the question, Jaramillo. You're not gonna say answer to me. Okay, because that is not good. Okay, but it's differently some synonym of those verbs that we're gonna find. For example, I reply. I say, can you answer me? Or you can say this in a different way. But what about if I use a synonym verb? Oh my gosh, maybe it's not a good idea. And maybe don't be so chicken, because hey, you can know different synonyms, and those synonyms maybe are related to preposition that actually the original verb you knew didn't have, you know. But that is not gonna say you can learn more. For example, this is a good example. Answer. What is the synonym of answer? Is reply. But reply, of course, is associated to a preposition most of the time, especially when you're going to mention the person or the thing. For example, I wrote you a letter last month, but you never replied to me. Okay, so reply. You never replied the letter to me. That is why I never wrote you back again. Okay, so that is something that you have to bear in mind. Reply to. Guys, I'm going to move you, okay, because the next group of verbs are verbs that we already listed and learned last class. So I'm gonna move quickly because I need to go to the exercise part. Maybe I got enough time. Okay, we are gonna do some of them. But please, guys, there are something that I would like to tell you that is very important and sometimes disturbing, annoying. Is very not understandable, and it's especially when teacher Alirio make questions, you know, in the class, but teacher Alirio never get answer. I can understand that you are shy, or maybe you have some problem with your mic. I mean your microphone. Hey, but we have the chat. Look at what happened now with those ones talking about Valerie. Valerie say, teacher, yes, but microphone had problems. Okay, so no problem, Valerie. But at least your participation is actively through out the chat. Okay, the same happened to Juana Toro. Can you see? So for me, that is incredible. Okay, so if you are advanced, guys, a good idea every time that we have these classes is Keep your microphone ready. And the microphone gotta be as ready as you. Because if teacher Alirio asks you something, you gotta jump the gun. Okay, you jump the gun. You gotta be the first. Don't wait anybody else to do it. Why you gotta wait? Don't wait for anybody else. Okay, just do what you know you gotta do. All right, guys, move on. Look, stare, glance. I love these ones, especially because they look. Sometimes say stare, look, stare. They are different. Sometimes a stare compromises more attention. When you stare, is because you are so concentrated about something or somebody that you, uh, how to say this? You hardly ever wink an eye like this. Wink an eye. You are with your open wide eyes. You don't wink. No, you are like staring. That is the difference. Stare, look. Look is more general, but when you say stare, it's like, yeah, fix, like, pay attention. Glance. Glance is especially for things. Man, you actually you wanna go in that disco? Say, man, don't do it. If you want, I can give it a glance, or I'm gonna give a glance at the disco. Inside, I mean to see how the situation is inside, and maybe to make my mind. So if maybe I see that there are a lot of people and it seems to be a nice place, pleasant place, maybe I'm gonna say yes. Okay, so glance at is look very quickly. Okay, so we find synonyms is have a look. Hey, can I read the paper, newspaper? Say yes, have a look. Have a look at the newspaper. If you're gonna only say have a look, because the person obviously can see the newspaper in your hand and both of you know exactly what you are talking about, so you're not gonna need anything else, don't you think? Okay, the same happened to take a look at and say, hey, you know what? My advice to you is take a look at the situation with your son. Because I was said something by the coordinator at school this morning when I went to pick up my son. Okay, the coordinator asked me about you. She said that she sent you some messages with your son, but you haven't replied to her. So she asked me for that favor. Can you see verbs and preposition? That's crazy all the time together. Okay, laugh at. Sometimes the difference between giggle is like, hey, Maria, were you at your boyfriend's house last night at 2 a.m.? Uh, no, mom. When you have that kind of smile, like nervous, in English you say giggle. Okay, giggle. And pay careful attention about that verb, because obviously all the time giggle involve like that or certain state. So giggle is like, yes, you are nervous. I'm gonna show you the word giggle just right here. Okay, so giggle, you say smile, and you say maybe laugh. Okay, they are very closely related, but they are not the same. So the idea is when you say giggle is because, hey, you're nervous. You're gonna go to my party because you're supposed to be my best friend and it's tomorrow and you I gotta work. You're like nervous. You say smile, and that is good, especially it's polite when you're walking around your neighborhood, okay, and you bump into some of your neighbors around, and good, and something that you should do all time is smile at people. Smile at people at you, smile at people that smile at you. So that is give back, okay, what you're given. That is very important, okay. When you say laugh, it's because something is very funny. Is funny enough as to make me laugh. Maybe it's a joke, a situation that caused me such a laughter. So you say laugh. Laugh is also with at. You say, hey, I laughed at your joke last night. It was very good. Can you repeat it again? Or I laugh at at the situation in class yesterday when the teacher mentioned what happened at the party the other day. Okay, so all time you're using different ones. So I'm gonna close it, guys. Aim. I explain aim. I explain point. I explain shoot, fire. I explain actually that the difference between aim and point is aim is more related to personal goals, or actually when you directly speak about a gun or a weapon. So if you take out a gun, maybe it's the burglar. Give me your money. Okay, you say, hey, man, don't aim at me. You can shoot at me accidentally. So if you pay attention, when somebody aims at you, is because maybe the person is gonna shoot at you. Okay, so if you say aim, shoot, is with the preposition at. If you aim at me, is because you're gonna shoot at me. Otherwise, don't do it. Okay, that is why. So bear that in mind. Sometimes point, that means it's not related to guns or weapons, either guns or weapons. But when you say point, is because you talk, I'm gonna point at you with my finger, or I'm gonna point on the board at the word teacher that I couldn't understand, so that you can explain it to me. If you can pay attention, verbs and prepositions. The same happen with things like shout at. Be careful. Should, shout. I'm gonna open the board right here, because guys, this is very, very important, And the idea is you can identify pronunciations. You know what happens when you see double O versus this one that is shout. Okay, no shoot, but you say shout. Okay, so exactly the same happen when you say shout. Sometimes you're gonna find different, and right now I would like to explain why this is so important. Because so many times it's actually the preposition that you decide to use that is gonna give us the people actually the message that you mean. Teacher, explain further. I'll do it gladly, right away. When you say shoot at, it's because you want to be aggressive. It's because you are angry. Okay, so I shout at Victor in front of the whole class. I did it because Victor was bothering me for a while during the class. I was patient as I could, but hey, I decided it was enough. Okay, so I shot at him, okay, to express him my anger. If you see, guys, it's different when you say shout to. Because when you say to, it's because maybe the person who you're trying to talk, or the person that you want that hear you is very far. I mean, we are talking about lane distance, and maybe the person can hear you very well. Okay, so you're gonna say something like, shout to, hey, I increase the volume of my voice. I mean, I shout to Victor because obviously he was very far and he couldn't have heard me. Okay, so if you see right now, that is the difference between shout at and shout to. Okay, it's depend on, one is more related to a state of mind. Okay, you are angry, and shout to is because obviously we are dealing with distance. Okay, the same happened to throw. For example, so many times with our mothers or fathers are angry, with us. Sometimes, okay, distance is not a problem. They can easily throw you. They can easily throw at you. Okay, one sleeper. So many times you gotta be very careful. Keep an eye on your parents, especially when they are angry. Distance is not gonna give you any chance. Okay, so many times their aim is powerful. Okay, man, where they see, they hit. Okay, so bear that in mind. Okay, what happened when I say throw to? I say my mother was on the second floor, so my mother throw or threw, if that already happened in past. Last night when I knocked on the door, my mother opened the window of the second floor, and she threw me. She threw me She threw me. You know that is not good because we are talking about preposition. She threw me. No, she threw to me the keys. Or she threw the keys to me. In English, as you know, that happened. It doesn't matter. You can say she threw the keys to me, or you can say she threw to me the keys. It's up to you which one you decide to use. Okay, guys, so we have maybe some minutes because this is something that I would like to show you and show you right away because you know what's going on. Right here, guys, right here, if you pay attention, you're gonna have your second activity. So your second activity is just right there, ready. What is your second activity about? Let me show you. Is the exercise. Okay, every time that we have a class, you're gonna have a homework. Okay, so the homework all the time will be on Google Classroom and they are gonna be ready for you to use. Okay, so my advice is use it. Do your homework, guys. The only way as you're gonna learn in a better way or quicker is if you know how to spend your time on. If you spend your time on improving your weaknesses, guys, there won't be any skill that you can have. Okay, so it's up to you actually how fast, how good you decide your English will be in the future. So teacher Alirio is gonna give you all the tools. I'm gonna be very organized. I'm gonna keep my discipline and all time being very thoughtful about your performance and how much you can understand or improve. Okay, but obviously I need your help. Okay, right. So as I mentioned, this is ready for you to do it. Okay, so I imagine you're gonna do it for next class. But anyhow, I'm gonna show you this presentation and I'm gonna use an example of these ones. If you, I'm gonna need a volunteer for the second. What is the second one? The second one is we are gonna have two possibilities, and you're gonna tell me which one for you is the good one. The good one that you decide to choose is the one that you're gonna pronounce fully. I mean, no sure, okay, fully. Okay, guys, do I have a volunteer for the second one? Let's see. Is one, two, three, four. We have like 13 students. 13. And my question is, do we have a volunteer for the second one? Okay, no. I'm gonna wait. No one. Okay, because this seems, my gosh, man, is exactly like this. Listen. Hey, this is not a big deal. It's only a simple question. Do you want to tell me the second one? Okay, very good. Valerie, that is not an excuse, okay? Teacher is not about to be shy. It's about my microphone. Excellent, Valerie. Valerie, tell us, is option A. Let's see. So I got angry with Mar. Afterward, I apologized to him. Valerie, you are completely right. Valerie, you already participate. So my next one for number 3 will be Kevin Robbie. Kevin, look at the option that you have here on number 3. Which of these two options you consider for you is the right one? Which one? Are you over there, Kevin? Okay, let's see. Maybe Kevin Robbie right now. No, I'm gonna ask Catalina, my friend Catalina. Catalina, nice to have you in class. I don't know what happened today with your friend Geronimo. Okay, he's not here. I wonder where he is. Next class, maybe he's gonna explain to us about the situation. Okay, Kata, tell me something. What do you think is the right option for number 3 for you? Can you hear me, Kata?
Yes.
Yeah. Read us the one that you consider is okay. What is the one that is okay for you? Amy, this one.
Um, B.
Is B, so read it in English. Read it.
No.
Be brave. Be brave. Amy, what?
Amy won't be able to help you. There's no point in asking her.
That's right. There's no point in asking her. That is perfect. Can you see? You know what is funny, Kata? How could you be so shy when your pronunciation is so good? Okay, you're crazy. Thank you so much, Kata. Very good. Okay, so number four. Number four, Damara, how are you? Maybe you are new in this class. In this class tonight, no as a student for me. So let's suppose that we are trying to guess. Maybe you're gonna guess, or maybe you got some of the idea given in this class tonight, and maybe you can be brave enough to participate in the next one. Damara, for you, which of the option in number four is right? What do you think? Number four. Can you hear me, Damara? All right. I'm gonna move on with somebody else. With somebody else. Okay, I'm going with Juana. Juana, good evening, Juana. Nice to have you in classes again.
The option A.
Yeah, number four, but read it. Don't be stingy with the pronunciation of the statement. Just read it. Okay, what is number four fully? Tell me the full answer. Which one?
I need somebody to explain me what I have to do.
Okay, so you think that is the right one? Okay, I mean, for you, the right one is A? Yes?
Yes, teacher.
All right, guys, I'm gonna make a question. Is everybody in agreement with Juana? Is everybody in agreement with Juana? All of you are in agreement with Juana? For example, Maria Jose, what do you think? Laura, why so quiet tonight? Okay, the cat got your tongue. Okay, Laura, do you think the correct is A?
Yes, I think that.
I think that, all right. So it's the second. Anybody else is in disagreement? Anybody else got a different opinion? Tell me right now, guys, because it's amazing that nobody has opened their mouth so far. Because look, I need somebody to explain me what I gotta do. You know, everybody's in agreement. For example, Miguel Angel, are you in agreement with the same one? Miguel, are you in agreement? Do you think A is the right one for you too?
What, teacher? Can you repeat, please?
Yeah, I say look at number four, this one, the one that you can see on the board. Do you think the right one is A, or do you think the right one is B?
Give me a moment.
That's very easy. Let's see. Everybody thinking. What do you think, Miguel? Is somebody else got an idea?
The second.
The second. And that is what I say. Miguel is completely right. It's impossible to say, explain me. You have to say, explain to me. Juana, explain to me why you didn't answer perfectly to teacher Alirio in the class last night. Oh my gosh. So maybe Juana is in a big issue. All right, guys, very good. So what are we gonna do next class? We are gonna do all of this, okay, in class. And I'm gonna make you question, and we are gonna have a contest. That is gonna be next class, and we are gonna compete. Okay, we are gonna have two groups. Okay, so the idea, guys, is I can use Meet, this tool, this virtual tool that belongs to Google. Okay, and it's gonna give me a hand because I can split you up in two different groups, and we can start competing. That is something that this incredible tool let us do as well. Okay, guys, I'm gonna tell you, thank you for your attention. You know, this is something, guys, that all time I enjoy it a lot. Don't forget, do your homework. Don't forget to be connected on time, guys. And if it's possible for you to watch this video over and over again, do it, because to learn and make your knowledge stronger is all the time one of your main aims in life. Guys, I'm gonna tell you bye-bye, but I'm gonna see you next class, okay? Practicing. I hope you have learned lots of new things today, and hopefully we are gonna see one another next class. Guys, love you all. Bye-bye. See you the day after tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye, teacher.
Take care, guys.
Bye, teacher.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
teacher. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye, teacher.
Oh, love you
Bye.
all. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Catalina. Take care. Johan, take care, buddy.